Welcome back to the channel. It's Dr. Angela Cudger, metaphysician and founder of Legacy Holistic Health Institute. All month long for the month of December 2023, I'm going to be bringing you daily video uploads at 7 p.m. every single night Eastern Standard Time. And this video is going to be about how to win at plant-based eating and the type of diet that you should be looking at and finding out what's best for you. So I'm going to give you a little bit about my journey and give you a few tips on that. Really quickly, for those of you who are returning to the channel, thank you so much for your likes, shares, and subscribes. Your love goes a long way and it means the world to me, and I love you back. For those of you who are new to this channel, just know this channel is dedicated to the health, wellness, and spiritual journeys of women over 40. If you're not a woman or you're not over 40, thank you for stopping by. And I do hope that you stay anyway and enjoy some of the content. You might know someone that this content might be able to help, or it might be able to help you as well. All month long for the month of December 2023, we will be entering names into a drawing for mindful merchandise. That's things that are going to be geared towards your health, wellness, and spiritual journey. Two drawings are going to be made on December 15th and December 31st, and they're going to be announced in those particular videos that will be uploaded that evening. Now, how do you enter to win? Well, you can comment and like any video on this channel, and every single time you do that, your name will get entered into a drawing. Okay, and so if you want to win, watch videos, comment about the content, and like the video as well, and that way you'll be entered to win a prize. Okay, let's get into the content. Oh, one last thing. Anything else that you need concerning getting on our email list to get Mindful Monday Insights, where you get journal prompts to start your week off and journal prompts for the entire week, you can get on our email list using the link in the description below. If you want to join our Metaphysical Master Class membership, it will be pinned in the comments below, so you can spend time with us every first Sunday of the month, where we go into things that you can practically use that are metaphysical concepts and help you to really harness your intuition and really take yourself on a different kind of journey for 2024. All right, let's get into the content. When it comes to diets that win, that's the name of this video. And I want to say that food is information. No matter what type of diet you choose, the food that you give your body is information. It is information to your cells. It is information to the processes that happen in your body. And so it is so important for you to be able to take the food that you eat seriously, and for you to take the food that you eat and give yourself the absolute best. Along my journey, I have started eating everything, every kind of animal, basically, that are the typical ones, chicken, turkey, steak, fishes, seafoods, beef, pork. I used to eat all of those things. My parents stopped buying pork before I was 10 years old. And so I didn't eat it growing up, eat it the rest of the time growing up. And I didn't reintroduce it into my adult life. So anywhere where it was served, I just didn't eat it or partake of it. I stopped eating red meat, chicken, turkey, and yeah, chicken, turkey, and red meat, beef, right? Because I still ate lamb sporadically in 2014. So I stopped eating all of those things almost a decade ago. I specifically specifically did eat lamb every now and then, very rarely though, but lamb was still on something that I would partake of, and all forms of seafood. So crab, shrimp, all those things. Fast forward to 2023, as of probably about September, end of September, was when I completely cut out all forms of seafood and any form of animal-based products. So in addition to soy, gluten, dairy, I still eat wheat in some forms, but sparingly. Yeah, so I stopped all other animal products. Every now and then I'll get honey, but very rarely. I usually use some other form of natural sweetener to sweeten anything if I need it to be sweetened. And so stopped all animal products in 2023. And so my goal, because I have always wanted to age and progress towards eating raw vegan, but I always, when I did it in the past, I found it challenging to stay full. I did not like the fact that my body dropped a lot of weight relatively quickly. I did not like the look. I know some people like that look. It was a little bit flaccid for me. I like looking not voluptuous or overweight, but I like looking plump. I like looking alive. I like looking really, really great. And that's not to say people who eat raw vegan or eat a certain way don't look alive. They do. I just liked my curves. I enjoy having some curvature. I'm a size 4, but so going raw would drop all of my curves out, right? And so it's about making sure that I stair step into this kind of eating so that it makes sense for my body and I can catch all the pitfalls. One of the things I always teach, even though you hear people say, well, you know, I think everybody should be vegan. I think everybody should eat raw. It'll stop all diseases. Not necessarily. There are some people who are loaded and coated with certain temperaments that will, even if a person ate raw vegan and they still held grudges, they could still develop cancer, right? A lot of disease processes are more so energetic than they are food based, right? Food and having great food helps, but it certainly doesn't prevent all disease, right? So I kind of want us to wrap our head around how food makes us feel, but it is your diet is only a subset of the things that lead or the things that come together to determine holistically who you are as a human being and how you thrive. And so it's up to each person to then find the diet or eating style that works for their body, right? There are some people that take out meat and their body can't handle it, right? They need it to produce iron, they need it to produce muscles. Can they produce these with plant-based options? They absolutely can, but it will be at a much slower rate. And in some cases, because it takes time for the body to acclimate to it. It will be at a much slower. Now, don't get me wrong. The protein that is in plants is of a much higher quality, lower quantity, but much higher quality than the protein you're going to find in meats or animal-based proteins. It's just a fact. Animal-based proteins have a much higher quantity, a much higher amount or quantity of proteins versus or as compared to plant-based sources. So you got to eat a lot more plants to get the protein that you need or to get all of the macros and things that you need. They are available and it can be done, obviously, but you're going to want to make sure that you wrap your head around these things so that when you're picking and choosing your diet or the way in which you choose to eat or your eating lifestyle, you're picking it based on the goals of your physical body. And then everything else and how you feel and things like that have a lot to do with your environment, your social group of people. Your finances play a role in how you eat. So there's a lot of different, it's a layered thing. Okay. So we can't think that diet is the only thing. So many other things go into why and how our bodies feel and look the way that they do. So, how do you win if you want to go plant based? Well, the number one thing you need to do is think about, and we teach this in depth at Legacy. And obviously, I can't teach it in depth on this video, but we teach about doing a proper transition diet. Transition diets help you to remove certain things from your diet over an extended period of time and catches all of the things that no longer serve your body when you actually add these things back in moderation over time. It allows you to create the proper shopping list for your particular body style, and body goals. It also allows you to do quite a few things when it comes to understanding how your body assimilates food and how food changes your physical appearance based on the things that you eat. And so transition diets actually have the effect of allowing you to go from one diet or eating style to another and stay that way permanently versus having just a meatless Monday when you're a person who eats the standard American diet, or versus going vegan or plant based and then having the pitfalls of going back and adding animal products back and not being able to take them off. Anyone who does that, it's because they did not properly do a transition diet that will get them to their goal of plant-based eating permanently. So get a health coach. A health coach, especially a legacy one, can help you transition from one diet to the next properly. Or you can do your own research and figure it out yourself. But the coach is going to help you stay on track and get you to your goal and keep you there. Now, because transitioning is not just about the food on your plate. Remember, it's about all these other factors that influence your ability to transition and stay that way, the other temptations and things like that. And so the transition diet is the number one way to get yourself to win at plant-based eating. The second thing you want to do is know where your food comes from. Now, in another video, I talked about CSAs, making relationships with farmers, going to farmers markets and things like that. Now, you want to make sure that you know where your food comes from, and you want to make sure that you understand how you're going to get your food weekly. One of the things that I realized eating plant based, number one, is probably about 85% of what I eat on a daily basis is green. Once I completely went plant based, I noticed that I didn't want to eat a lot of fruit. I loved vegetables more than I did fruit, and I thought that it would be the other way around because I liked sweets, cakes, and things like that before I transitioned. And so I learned that vegetables kept me fuller longer, and vegetables didn't necessarily satisfy my thirst, right? Sometimes when we're thirsty and we eat something sweet, it makes us, well, for me at least, it made me crave sweets. And so I would eat the sweet instead of hydrating. Now that I've transitioned and I eat less fruits and eat more vegetables, I still have fruit in my diet, but I don't eat as much of it. And so it makes the vegetables make me hydrate more. I can get more water in, because of that, right? Maybe it's a mental thing, but that's one of the things that I noticed. And so it helped me properly eat things and be able to catch the fact that certain grains make me bloated. Like, I learned all these things when I went to plant-based eating. The other thing was making sure that I meal prepped. Meal prep took a lot less time because I was just making vegetables or a grain or something like that to go with it. And I could eat things fresher, and cooking took less time. And so in eating fresh, like I said, you want to make sure you know where your food is coming from, and you want to make sure that you can keep a shopping list. And a lot of times I'll put mine through Instacart, and whoever my shopper is will see I can't refund any of her stuff because this is her actual food, right? And so I make sure I communicate with them, hey, I'm eating plant-based, or if most people recognize the term vegan, I'm vegan now. So make sure that you don't if you don't see cucumbers, find me an alternative, right? Because I still need the food, right? That's my food. And so I make sure, because my schedule is busy, I make sure that my shopper is aware so that they don't think I've got a freezer full of meat that will complement the cucumbers that they just refunded because they didn't feel like looking for them, right? And so, I help them make sure of who I am and what it is, how it is I eat. And they actually appreciate it and go the extra mile and send pictures and say, I don't see the exact thing that you want. Pick something in the picture and things like that. So it's been an incredible experience for me having other people do the shopping while I make YouTube videos, right? The other thing that I wanted you to be aware of, besides knowing where your food comes from, doing a proper transition diet, meal prepping regularly, and noticing what your body likes and what it doesn't like, is to make sure that you pay attention to how your body actually feels when you go plant based. There are a plethora of different dietary theories out there. We teach over 100 dietary theories at Legacy in the Health Coach Training Program. There are so many different ways that people can eat, and everyone deserves to find the way that works best for them. You deserve to do that as well for yourself. And so you're going to want to make sure that you're keeping a journal of how you're feeling as you transition or move more towards a plant-based eating lifestyle, right? And I try to drop the word diet and use lifestyle because that's really what it is. We want to get out of the mindset of thinking that a diet is something that's going to come and go, or it feels more like a fad. Look at it as, this is now my lifestyle, right? So coupling plant-based eating with going to the gym 3 to 5 days a week for me, and getting outside probably almost every day of the week for me, all of these things kind of come together to give me a holistic like lifestyle that encompasses my food and my movement. And those are the two biggest things that women over 40 have to tackle to make sure that their hormones stay balanced, they stay happy long term, and that they stop the clock or reverse the clock on aging. And so you want to make sure that you're looking at all of these things. And I really do hope that you got some information out of this video. The last thing that I'm going to say is, if you're doing your shopping in person, the other thing that you need to know is when a truck comes and drops off fruits and vegetables at the store where you're probably going to be shopping. So you can do this by asking one of the people at the store, when do you get a new truck coming in? Some stores like Aldi, who have a lot of produce, some stores get a new truck every day, every 24 to 48 hours. So they've got fresh stuff coming in all the time. This is key because you're going to know that you can get that food at a premium cost, at like a discounted cost, especially if you eat plant-based, right? The other thing that I noticed is that, of course, I don't eat fast food anymore. But the other thing that I actually noticed was that fast food for me was an apple. Fast food for me was dicing up a cucumber and dipping it in hummus, right? Fast food for me shifted things that were quick and that I could grab and that were highly nutrient dense, right? Those things are the things that matter to me. So think about what matters to you and how you want to eat. And like I said, I eventually want to work towards raw veganism, but I love things like baked oatmeal recipes, especially in the fall. Oh, be still my heart. I love baked oatmeal. There are certain things that I truly, truly love. I love the smell and the texture of roasted vegetables in the fall and in the winter. So there's certain things that it's really tough for me to move away from and go as a raw plant-based person, but I can start to incorporate raw things in my diet and make sure that I get those things. So, hope you got something amazing out of this video. If you haven't already yet, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment also after you like the video so that it lets me know that you want to be in the drawing for December 15th and December 31st. If you haven't already liked, shared, and subscribed, do so please and thank you. Just like this.